his poise, and that could play out long term.
Let me get to Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky still got a shoulder. What are we hearing about the possibility of him coming back soon?
They're going to play it safe with him, so there's a chance he could come back week 7 coming off that bye, but they are not going to guarantee right now. They're going to see how he responds because they really love Chase Daniel. He is a career backup, but he can come in and win them some games. He's very accurate. Matt Nagy will love that.
And bear in mind, again, this week they go against Oakland in London. And then finally, Kyle Allen, 2-0 as the Panthers' starting quarterback. What is the situation with him when Cam gets healthy?
Yeah, this one is the most fascinating to me because from what I'm hearing, there is a chance they would ride the hot hand here. Cam Newton's 0 for his last 8, and this is a team and a coach, Ron Rivera, the pressure is on. They need to win right now. Kyle Allen, he might not be the long-term solution, but they believe he's more than a project. He's delivering the ball where he needs to, and they've won 2 straight. That's all that matters to them.
All right, the expression getting Wally pipped, of course, is one that we've known about in sports going all the way back to Lou Gehrig. And so of these 3 situations, where could you see a guy keeping that job? We're talking Minshew, we're talking Daniel, we're talking Kyle Allen.
None of them keep the job when these quarterbacks come back healthy. And they're all different situations. You move up a pick to number 2 to get Mitchell Trubisky. You have to see if he's your guy of the future. Also, you go out, you get Nick Foles, you pay him the $50 million guaranteed, $88 million contract, and he's a former Super Bowl MVP. And Cam is a transcendent talent in this league. He has been the Carolina Panthers since 2012, and you understand his ceiling if a 100% healthy. But now you have an opportunity with Kyle Allen to let him get there. I don't believe any of these quarterbacks maintain their jobs once the incumbent is back.
Whether they should or shouldn't is an argument we can have, but I think you're wrong. I think they all lose their jobs, frankly, if these guys play well. Because I think Minshew, you said week 12? If they're in playoff contention in week 12 behind him, they're not going to pull him for Nick Foles. They'll find somewhere to send Nick Foles or do something to get rid of him. The only guy that I think probably deserves his job back, I think, is Cam Newton, given what he's done in the past. But I think that they'd be willing to move on from him, too, because I think the scuttlebutt in that city, at least, is that maybe Cam's best days are behind him. And as far as the Bears thinking about the future is now for the Bears. So if they decide that Mitchell Trubisky is not the guy to win this year, I don't think they care how good he's going to grow into.
The other side of that, of course, is who the backup that we're talking about is. So you got a young Minshew kind of taking the league by storm. Allen, some question. Chase Daniel is a career backup for a reason. He's had ample opportunity in other places. I have to believe when Trubisky is healthy, they'll put him back on the field. All right, the big story in the NFL this week, of course, has been Raiders linebacker Vontaze Burfict being suspended for the season by the league, and that is just taking a turn here. You know that he's out without pay for the remainder of this year after the helmet-to-helmet hit on Colts tight end Jack Doyle Sunday. It is the 3rd suspension for an on-field incident for Burfict. The Raiders, as I mentioned, are in London. Head coach Jon Gruden is addressing the media on this topic as we speak. Here's what he had to say.
I'm not really going to say anything. I've talked to Runyon in the league office. He knows how I feel. It hurts our team really bad. And I'm anxious to see what the appeal says. I'm not happy about it at all. And I don't want to say anything else. I'm obviously upset about it.
What an interesting month it has been for Jon Gruden, one way or the other, between all the AB stuff and now this. And so what do we make? Well, let's start with the appeal. What are the chances that this thing gets knocked down on appeal?
So a source says the appeal is likely to happen Tuesday, and Burfict will make a multi-tiered argument. He's going to say everybody's playing this play in slow motion nationally. If you play it at speed, you'll see that it's not an egregious hit, not any more than some of the others around the league. There were 4 or 5 vicious ones. And so Lamont Smith, his agent I spoke to, he said, we're going to argue that, why should a hit that wasn't even the worst on Sunday suspend a guy for a full season? They're hoping that it's taken on particular merit. They know his history, but Smith says he's also a changed man. He's voted a team captain by the Raiders. They feel that he's tried to turn the page and he was a victim of a fast-moving play.
Yeah. He may be a changed man, but he's not a changed player. And listen, I played the game in a certain way. I played a game where when I would go home on Sunday nights, the wife would tell me, hey, we're going to get a fine for that because it was we. She knew that there was going to be a FedEx package in my locker on Wednesday morning. And I had to change my game when the rules changed, when the NFLPA and the NFL got together and made us more aware of CTE and these different things. And player safety became one of the priorities of both of the organizations. We had to change. And there were times where if you go toward the end of my career, there were more head injuries for me than there were at the beginning because I had to change the way I hit. So I was getting kneed inside the head and different things because I understood the rules. And so I know a player can change. And this isn't the worst hit from Sunday. We will talk about the one that is, but it also, when you watch the play, whether it's slow motion, fast motion, present time, future, or past, he doesn't in any way try to change the way he's going to hit this man. He doesn't turn his shoulder. He doesn't go to wrap. And so for me, there is no intention there. And when you don't show intention to be different, they have to punish you in this way.
My guess is the suspension will probably get reduced at some point, but this video is bad. And whatever speed you look at it, he puts his helmet down and his forearm up. I'm not sure that I'm not bothered necessarily that he hit him hard because Jack Doyle's trying to get up and you got to get there as fast as you can and tackle him. But what he did was something that was frankly celebrated in this league for many years. He's a dinosaur in the way that he plays. He hasn't been able to evolve, but the way that he plays, and you beat around it a little bit, but when we hit people, and I got a couple FedEx too. I know I'm not a big guy, but I catch somebody not looking, I'm gonna light them up. So the way that we played was a way that you wanted to inflict the most pain as possible as you can on the other team. And so Vontaze Burfict has not been able to figure out how to continue to play in this league that way. So I think that the suspension will get reduced, but if he does this again, he'll be out forever.
Tricky part with the league, though, is they have a precedent to try to set. And this is a player who has accumulated over $5 million in fines in his career, multiple game suspensions. So they've had enough, and the players and coaches have had enough.
I don't think it's unreasonable to say that he has forfeited the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I get John being frustrated. I get his teammates voted him a captain. In my opinion, I don't think a lot of people are going to want to hear it. Meanwhile, let me get up and go. I got a couple other things for you here. The Ravens posted a story and video yesterday on their website arguing that Marlon Humphrey did not choke OBJ on Sunday when the two got into a scuffle. When asked to respond, Browns coach Freddie Kitchens said, quote, "Did you see the video? That's my response. Everybody saw the video. You are now looking at the video. I think he has a point." Next, we go to Game 2 of the WNBA Finals last night. League MVP Elena Delle Donne left in the first quarter with back spasms, did not return, and the Mystics fell to the Sun 99-87, so they're all even at one game apiece. Delle Donne will undergo an MRI later today. Game 3 is Sunday in Connecticut. And then how about this beef? Trailblazers guard Damian Lillard says he's a better rapper than Shaq, who released a track last Wednesday. Lillard backed this up by releasing a diss track of his own. And here are some of the lyrics. "No, you see my pockets deep, so you flexing ain't really a thing, bro. We both could be working at Kinko's, and Kobe won them rings, though."
Green's got bars.
What do you think? I mean, that's what he said. I'm merely quoting. It was that.
Boy, I am weak.
I am.
Do the whole song. Just keep going.
Greeny, why do you never separate the bars, though? Like, that's why they're called bars. You don't just go straight.
Where should the separation